Anyway, for World Vision, here's a new commercial. Basically, it starts off like a shopping channel show. So you see a female and a male host. And so they're saying that the next item that they have for the day is the showstopper, the main item of the day. And they'll say like something like 7-year-old Nasana. I'm like, what the hell? Saying that, oh yeah, like, just imagine all the free, unpaid overtime you can get, work 24/7, round the clock, little to no maintenance. So you don't even need a room for them.
What are they talking about?
What? Basically, the point of the commercial is supposed to target child slavery in third world countries.
Oh.
And what they're trying to say is that, like, this is how it would be portrayed in first world countries. Also, the shop, if it was here, it'd be something on the shopping channel. And then that's when, after you see the ad, and then you see the poor little kids sitting there, like, dirty as hell, wearing ragtag clothes. And there was one, I know the one with the girl, she's actually sitting there with a sewing machine, and she's stitching, and she has, like, tape and everything all over her fingers. I'm guessing she probably pricked herself a couple hundred times and put tape it instead of doing it properly. And then they put up a sign saying that child slavery is wrong, etc., etc. That is so wrong. I think that's part of what they were going for. You know, trying to kind of surprise people, shock them into it. But at the same time, it's kind of disgusting.
Yeah, but that's how we get people to react and realize that this world is not fair for a lot of people. So that way, we're just trying to provoke someone.
Sure.
Pay us so we could help the world.
But like you're sitting here, while you're sitting here
give
shopping,
us money and we will sell them.
The problem I have with that is that, unfortunately, a lot of these charities, whether people know it or not, whether they want to admit it or not, in the background, to a certain extent, they are somewhat corrupt.
all of them.
At the end of the day, even a charity's a business. And how many people have we seen that were completely corrupt that use a charity as a front end just to launder their money?
How many people do I know that have tried to set something up thinking of just making a big profit?
Many people. Well, anyway, what did you guys say about Man of Steel before? People didn't like the story. Well, think about it. Manuel, you and I for sure.
Spoiler alert. You guys ready for it?
No. Sure.
Huh? No. No? You don't want it?
Well, you can tell me.
I'll take it. Sure.
Yeah, it's how Superman defeats Zod. Apparently, he breaks his neck and kills him. I'll leave it at that.
I'm not watching it now. I'm done. That's it. Yeah, I'm out. No, what I was saying was that the two of us, for sure, we grew up on the concept of Superman. And this whole idea of the human side of him, we understood was just an interface. It was nothing more. It was, okay, maybe to the character it was a part of him, but when we see him as a superhero, we never thought of the human part of it. I know that they were trying to shock us by turning this into a human story. Kind of like him trying to lead a normal life and at the same time do what he can do. But again, you're talking to people that have spent like 20 years raised on the bastard. I mean, we're not going to like it. I mean, really, after Christopher Reeves, I think it's done. We're not going to have a good Superman movie anymore.
But again, I have to see it because, I don't know, you can't go by reviews, right?
Yep. That's what I say, dude.
I mean, that part shocks me because, you know...
Broke his neck. See, at least when Christopher Reeves beat him, it made more sense. Imprison the bastard again. What was that thing called?
The Phantom Zone.
Yeah. Just locked up all three of them again. And wasn't that thing shattered too?
Wait, how did he lock him up? Didn't they go down like some pit? How do we know he went to the Phantom Zone? How do we know he just committed murder?
Well, no. In Christopher Reeves' movie, it was a trick. They went to the Fortress of Solitude. And you know how Superman had that one capsule that would remove his powers at any time?
Yeah.
He reversed the effect of the capsule.
Good.
So that within the capsule, he's safe. Outside of the capsule, anyone that was Krypton lost their powers.
Yeah.
So that's how he, fighting-wise, beat those three.
But he threw him down a cliff.
That's true, too.
and Lois Lane actually punched the chick. What was her name?
Yeah, I forgot her, but...
He punched the chick into the cliff.
May as well call her Eva Braun.
The only one who kind of committed... I don't know who actually committed suicide was the big...
Because when he realized he was the only one left, he just jumped.
But the rest, he just punched her and threw her down. Didn't he throw her down a hole? Hmm? As far as I'm concerned, that's murder right there.
Yeah.
If I were Lex, I'd be like, You got nothing on me now, man. I'll shut up about this. You just let me walk free. Okay, so I have nothing to say about this movie. I mean, I don't know. Like, I have to see it, really.
Yeah, I know.
The thing is, I have heard from some people that, at least over the last Superman movie,
you should see
this is an
IMDb
improvement.
rating.
You know what I noticed? The Rotten Tomatoes ratings are screwed up.
I don't even go there.
And I already know I'm gonna watch it as a movie person, not as a fan.
There you go.
That's another thing.
That's another thing, right? Because if you're a comic book,
Yeah.
We saw some comics.
I mean,
so
I'll regardless enjoy it, so it'll be fine.
that's the thing, Manuel and I, we read it in comics growing up.
Yeah.
So for us, the concept of Superman dying is like, oh no,
Can't
you
help but
fucking don't.
turn off that.
It's like, nope, brain shut down,
Yeah.
gone.
To be honest, though, I'm still kind of reeling at the whole Into Darkness thing.
that would suck.
No, I will give it this. As a standalone. Completely on its own. It's a good movie. It's got a few good action sequences in there. It's got a storyline that's simple to follow and somewhat interesting. But growing up, watching Kirk and Picard, I'm sorry, that wasn't Khan. No. But like that was just, at the risk of sounding racist, he was white.
That's another thing.
I was hoping to see him in his tribal gear though. You know, full on white hair, orange vest, the whole thing, but no, they weren't. You know, one thing I actually took some time to notice, even the black shirt he had on had the Starfleet logo on it.
It doesn't make any sense. And let's face it, these new movies, their ranks are just flimsy now. It's just like anointed, like...
How is Kirk an admiral already? He's not supposed to ever pass captain. Okay, granted, I get that these two movies are supposed to take place in a different timeline, where a whole different series of events occurred. The first time travel incident killing George Kirk in the first place. But still, Jane should not be an admiral. If anything, at most he should be a renegade captain, who just runs off on his own. Honestly,
Okay, remember,
you can see that.
remember the first of these new movies? He comes out of Starfleet as a captain right away. That's already messed up.
Well,
It's like the Admiral just makes
the
him
first
captain
movie,
on the fly, right?
no, what happened was, in the
But
first
still,
movie,
if you follow common...
no, they did their he was a regular rank, but, he was given, first lieutenant, status by Pike as a last minute thing.
Still.
And then Pike dies, and Spock is unfit, because he just saw his planet blow up. So, like I said, I can kind of
Star
see...
Trek, man. Nowhere would that happen. Like, only this
It
universe.
makes sense, in a sense that there was a logical progression, but just the way the situations fall together doesn't work.
There's like, what happened to every other fucking captain in the universe? That these guys are in the forefront of everything. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, no, that's it. The
And
situations
they're like
don't make sense.
just out of the academy, and the guys are being like made a captain of first rank. In real,
You're talking about the ending of that first movie. I thought you meant in the beginning when he was first captain, and then with Pike dead, and then with Spock.
What movie are we
unfit.
talking about?
The first one.
Pike, how did Pike die in the first one?
Sorry, with Pike kidnapped, and Spock unfit to be captain. And that's when Kirk went right into being captain because he was the other first lieutenant. Which actually is another question I wanted to ask. Can you have two first lieutenants?
Yeah. You could. Whoever's got more service years would be like the first person. They'll be like under him. So you could,
But technically, wouldn't that be second lieutenant?
he would, but even though he is, depends on. See, that's the thing. The ranking is all messed up.
The ranking is broken.
If anything, in the real world, nobody comes out of academy already having the rank of a lieutenant.
Yeah, I know.
They'll start like, you know what I mean?
No way a real captain would have done
It'll be
that.
like second, not even second lieutenant. It'll be like the word for them, sub lieutenant or something.
He'd be like a first class private.
Then he'll go up, so you know, he'll be like
I call her still alive.
years and years to become a captain. Like when they show Star Trek the original series and everything, you can tell they already had years behind them. You could go up if you're young and if you're ambitious and you'll go fast, right? But not as fast as a fucking movie where you come out of the academy and you're already like, a first lieutenant. And then
years of experience after you're done the academy. Because within the academy alone, they had a few years. They skip ahead, but
I know. And then the academy they're like 3 years, 4 years.
Yeah, 4 years.
That part makes sense.
Was the Kobayashi Maru part of the original Star Trek? I don't think so.
Yeah, it was.
The test?
Yeah, and he beat it. He
Fairly?
said why. Well, in the Wrath of Khan, Kirk says, they asked him, so how did you beat it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he tells the, who was it, Savick, I think, asked him, but the
I think so, yeah.
chick kid. And he tells her that he beat it because he changed the scenario. The same thing that happened in the new movie. He actually...
Only in the new movie he got caught earlier. He got caught.
And then they told him, so you cheated, right? No, I just changed the scenario in my favor because I don't think there's any unwinnable scenario in the world. That's what he told him, right?
Technically there isn't.
So,
it just gets hard to find a winnable scenario, but there isn't.
But again, it's too crazy in the movie, man. It comes out, they all meet up randomly.
Yeah, no, it's...
Do they have different... Because you know, like in the military or the Navy or anything, they have different levels of... there's the academy where the officers are, right?
Yep.
And then you have the other one where it's all the, you know, the... What do you call these guys? Kind of like the ones who go into for, like, as a trade, right? Mm-hmm. The guys the grunts who are really sent there to take orders from the officers. I don't know. I guess I'm just being too...
Well, no, we have the right to be
too very realistic regarding...
No, we have the right to be because the original show was at somewhat of a real basis based on the rankings and everything. It's kind of like the whole Harry Potter thing. At least when they did the Harry Potter movies, keep in mind, I read the books before I saw the movies. If they changed anything, it'll be like the same situation happened, the same words were said, but a different person might have said it. Say, for example...
Oh, get this. This guy... Did you see the first Star Trek movie? Okay, the guy, the Admiral, right? Convinces him to join Star Trek. Right? He's like, oh, join the Academy, blah, blah, blah.
He was captain at the time.
So the guy just takes his motorcycle, goes to the Academy, and joins, and he gets shipped off right away. Okay. Like, come on, real life, man, psychological profiling would be, like, intense to go into that room.
Then, yeah.
It's unrealistic.
Especially if it's Academy where you're going to become an officer, right? You're not going to let any guy just walk into the fucking thing, man. Especially with that guy's track record.
Even in a movie like Captain America, this Guardians guy, he had to try the shit out of himself to enroll. But they wouldn't enroll unless he got into a special scenario where he met the guy and then, you know, met that doctor.
It's not that he got into the special scenario found him.
Yeah.
Because the doctor was looking for someone like him that physically couldn't do it, but mentally he was a true soldier. Because he knew that he can give that injection to any soldier that's currently in the army. But the problem is, it's easy to be power mad when you're super strong, super fast, super intelligent. He wanted someone who started off as someone who's willing to save the rest of his team, who's willing to do the right thing. So the real test that proved it to the Colonel was when they threw that fake grenade on the ground, and everyone is ducking behind something, but you see Steve Rogers the only one covering the grenade.
Yeah, but comparing that professional way of hiring someone into such a valuable position, compare that with the guy who just got hired as soon as he walked in and gets shipped off.
Because remember what happened to Captain
sorry,
America?
We don't know anything about you. Who are you? What are you going to do for us?
I think Captain America, he was a private, he was a soldier, he did everything first in the upper and the lower levels. He was given the title captain only when he created the character Captain America. The only time he was officially given the captain title in the army was when he went into enemy ground and pulled his entire troops out from Red Skull's army, and he blasted a hole open through their walls on the way out.
Showed him working his way up as against...
So when the Colonel said that they were virtually guaranteed not to save a single person, and you see Captain America walking into the force with 3/4 of the people. See, part of these roles in the army, it's not just about what you've done, it's about the kind of person you are. One thing you'll see this is in every game and every movie, which has a few real life examples. Someone was given an authoritative leave because they were the kind of person that other people would follow into the fires itself. Say, for example, I'm still replaying the Mass Effect series. I'm on Mass Effect 3 now. Your character, his name is Commander Shepard. Apparently, he was in service for about 15 years. Fighting, and even then, the highest he obtained was first officer. That was the highest he got. It was only when he was asked to do a special mission that the captain stepped down and gave him the ship and turned him into captain and commander. It was only after he had fought other battles and won them did a superior council give him Spectre status, which is even higher. But the thing is, this is the one guy that's designed to walk into battles with the expectation of not surviving himself, but saving everyone else. So, every single step, he was given a new role. How in the hell James Kirk walked into Captain by the end of the first movie? God knows.
I'm
At the director's discretion.
No, but haven't you noticed, nowadays, these movies are really stretching reality. I haven't seen Fast and Furious 6, but I've heard about the runway scene. What's the picture on the internet say?
They just want to make money.
I think there's a picture on the internet. I think first picture is a picture of an actual runway. And it says that at the top of the picture.
Yeah.
Actual runway.
They're trying to
Then
make
a real
it
picture,
more
and then the next picture was
exaggerated
runway in Fast and Furious 6. And then you see a world map that starts in one country and goes away to like the northeastern corner of Russia. Hey, Manuel, haven't you noticed this? Recently in these new movies, they're seriously stretching their reality bounds.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, the only thing that's making people come back is when they exaggerate shit to a point where they haven't seen anything like that in theaters before. Oh, I gotta go see that in theaters, right? But nowadays, mostly people just watch it at home or online or whatever.
Torrents. And I will say this, I am a full supporter of torrents. Go Pirate Bay.
You didn't have to name Pirate Bay now. Now they're gonna have to change their domain name.
I don't know. They won't do a
Pirate
thing.
Bay change their
Pirate
domain
Bay's been
name.
selling merchandise. Like, they sell t-shirts and hats with their logo
Oh,
on
yeah, they even support a lot of people. If you go on Pirate Bay,
it. They have a
always
lot of free
new,
projects. Sure.
Yeah, a new video or.
You know, the funny thing is, all these corporations, or in quotes, corporations, they're supposed to be doing all these damaging things. They're actually better than other corporations like Microsoft and IBM.
Yeah. Well, mostly in the service sector, though, right? That's why.
That's true. Well, in essence, what company is not truly in the service sector? They all are. It's just under
They
the
all serve
definition.
themselves.
That's one way to take it, yeah, definitely.
They base most of the things on research, and then
Well, remember, at the
that's
end
how
of the
they
day,
manipulate most of
someone
us.
has to buy their crap.
That's how they manipulate most of us, is by knowing what we want.
Marketing. That is truly the definition of marketing.
It's ruthless, though. That's what pisses me off about it.
Well, like the commercial we started talking about, they know that their market is going to only react to things that are a sudden shock to their system. So, World Vision creates that whole child slavery commercial. I saw that and I wanted to throw my remote at my TV thinking, what the fuck is this? But I will say this though, it did create some kind of motivation to do something. Although I still say it's kind of twisted. Okay. One thing I guess I should make clear for the sake of the recording, World Vision did not impersonate Shopping Channel. Shopping Channel is not in any way related to that commercial or incorporated in any way with them. It just so happens that we noticed, specifically I noticed a pattern, a correlation between their commercial and how Shopping Channel works. Just me, Zishan Khan.
Why do we have, the problem is governments. Why do we have governments that support countries that, where this is?
Well,
I mean, let's face it. Why
Well-
associate myself with people who allow this to happen?
exactly, but I think it's just more of another marketing technique where we don't always think about the individual issues of a specific country. We think about the country as a whole and all the problems it faces as a bunch. So yes, we see things like child slavery, slavery in general. We see guerrilla wars. Say, for example, take Kenya. Kenya has a list of problems. Actually, most of Africa in general does. It's only South Africa that's really.
So the question comes, why do we get involved in stuff like, for example, in Afghanistan and not in Kenya?
Exactly.
We know the answer.
Money? Of course. Because in countries in Africa, there is not much that can be gained from there that the people don't already have aspersions to. I mean, in Africa, what can you really get? I mean, I would say that the number one resource that you could find there would be diamonds. But see, that's the thing.
Adamantium.
That's a world of its own. That is a world completely of its own. So, but the thing is that really we can get diamonds there, right? But the thing is, we know what they are. They're blood diamonds. They're illegal to sell in Canada, and even if you bring them into the U.S., your ass is going to be flagged by every airport in the country. There've already been so much damage done because of blood diamonds, we're not going to go after
What are
African
blood
diamonds.
diamonds? What?
A blood diamond is basically a diamond that was mined through methods of child slavery or adult slavery.
But we're still having relations with them.
We still do, but the thing is that we stopped looking at a resource aspect. Now countries are looking at them as a marketing aspect. See, we're giving these countries money so they can improve their process and grow as a country.
And
then you have in the Middle East that has...
But they're not.
Their lives.
They're not.
Yeah, they're not improving anything. They're just in that. The same thing goes with Afghanistan and any other
They're
country.
paying their partners off.
I think countries should have like some sort of thing called a prime direct.
I wish they did.
Where, you know, if they're not fair accept it, just don't. It doesn't mean I don't agree with the whole world war.
Yeah.
It's just causing more problems.
But wouldn't the Prime Directive pretty much state that you can only view a society from the outside, you cannot in any way, shape, or form interfere in their evolution?
Exactly. Well, I'll just modify this and remove the evolution part.
Yeah. I mean, I would say that if you modify the Prime Directive to fit something like that, it'd be more like it would say something along the lines of you can only assist them in such a way that's been deemed by the public that this is overall assisting a larger group of people and not a specific individual.
Base your relationship with other countries, or your relationship with other countries, or government should be based on principles.
But see, here's the thing: the definition of principles changes from person to person. What I consider morally true, you might not agree with me.
I'm not talking about morally, I'm talking about principles.
I guess, yeah, a base set of rules to work with.
Without having any lean towards money, it's like impossible. Nobody would apply for government jobs if they knew there was no money involved.
Looks like that'll do for today's recordings.